Who doesn't love a big rock? This is Penedo do Guicho, and quite literally, it symbolizes a bridge between land and ocean. This is the story we're about to tell. In Portugal's little west corner, people have always had a very special relationship with what's locally sourced. And locally sourced is a central topic in a discussion about sustainability that we all are having right now. I want to understand how having the ocean so close has influenced the people from the past in this region, and how will it influence the people of the future. And while doing that, I want to show you that this conversation can be a hell lot of fun. The targeted species is sea bass in this case, which means that you need a live bait. So what they do is they catch this first and then they keep it in this, well, this box in the ocean so that they don't die, because otherwise sea bass doesn't like it, and it's a very exquisitive species. Only eats live stuff. Occasionally you'll get something like this, which is, in here we call it a sargo, I don't know in English. This is also an amazing fish, in my opinion. Is one of the best fish you can get in the Portuguese Ocean. It tastes like, sometimes like seafood. Some ways of fishing, some arts of fishing, some techniques like nets, and especially nets that drag the floor, are really harmful for the environment, because not only they cannot really understand what they're catching, they also harm the ecosystem itself. Not only because of this, but also because we're really close to a marine reserve over there in Berlingas, which acts as this spillover effect, because the fish that grow there, that nurture their young there, etc., then migrate into these other areas that are fishable. And because of this, you have a interesting balance around here in Peniche, in Santa Cruz, in Oeste in general. That reserve, that marine reserve over there, plays a super important role. And that's kind of why we're here. In fact, I think I want to explore what's under the water, but maybe from a different perspective. So I think this is going to be a special one. First and foremost, because I'm diving with my dad. We took the diving course together a while back, and I think this is always something really special that I can share. Also because we're diving right next to a reserve, which is Berlingas, but we're not actually there. That means that we can test whether a spillover effect, in a way, from the fish that come from the reserve and that reproduce in the reserve and that use it to, you know, to live their lives without the harm of human beings, can actually come out into this whole region close to Peniche, close to the historical sites over there, and connect this land and ocean, which is basically the dimension that we want to explore in this episode. Diving is always it's always a mystery what's going to happen, but I'm really excited to go down, and I'm really scared to lose my camera. Okay. These waters surrounding Areias do Seixo, where we are staying, are impacted by the Berlingas Marine Reserve, providing rich fisheries. And our home for these days has become almost a laboratory for understanding how locally sourced, can be at the same time tasty and sustainable. So in here there are two very interesting concepts, ideas that I would love you to experience, which are first, the thing that you can bring something, or at least that you can eat something that you know comes from really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are chickens there.
Yeah.
But then there's this.
Do they eat them?
Well, I don't know if they eat the chickens. I have no idea actually, but
Probably.
maybe they eat the eggs, which is
Yeah.
exactly this. Like you can come to the garden and see what you're eating. And I've always thought this idea was probably impracticable until I came here and I saw that there's this big thing that is producing their own products, their own food.
But do they use everything? Everything they consume is from here?
Well, I think a lot of what they cannot produce outside, like they cannot have fish, I think a lot of the stuff that they can plant, that's exactly what I want to show you actually.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna introduce you to someone that's gonna explain exactly that.
Right.
And I think he's over there. So the last time I met you was exactly in the garden, so I guess it makes sense to introduce you to my dad here. What is this?
Here we are looking at red shiso. It's a Japanese plant.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's very fresh. It's quite interesting how it goes well with our environment here in the West. So we'll use some for dinner today.
Does it go well with fish?
It goes well with fish.
Oh wow!
It's different.
It's very tasty.
And it's
very
fishy. It tastes like
Everything in our garden is very tasty.
Okay, Japanese stuff. Must be crazy to be a chef and to be able to say, oh, I read this in a book, so I'm gonna plant it and cook it in my kitchen, you know? It's like, this is an extension of your kitchen.
An amazing opportunity to be able to grow like anything we want. It's very interesting
Do you
and
think
motivating. Yeah. This is bastard saffron. We'll use it as well.
A bastard saffron.
It's a bastard because he's not saffron. He has the same purpose that are similar to saffron that we know, the expensive saffron, but the expensive saffron only gives us a hair of saffron.
Can I taste it right now?
Of course.
And it's so funny because by doing this, you deconstruct so many ideas of what you can and what you can't do. Like, I have no idea that you can eat a flower, for example.
But I think Diana, it will be the right person to explain you about our flowers and the garden.
Let's go flowers then. Qual é o impacto que estas flores têm? Porque a malta pensa em flores tipo, flores. Mas isto tem um papel ou não?
Tem, claro, para os bichinhos que andam aqui à volta a polinizar isto tudo. São alimento das joaninhas que ajudam a mitigar aquelas pragas do qual muitos agricultores usam pesticidas. Nós daqui não usamos, temos as joaninhas a trabalhar por nós e outras plantas que também afastam.
E isso já é quase feito de uma forma que umas se ajudam às outras. Vocês estudam isso dessa maneira?
Estrategicamente elas estão em vários sítios e eu apercebi-me ao longo dos anos que, para além delas crescerem cada vez mais e mais maravilhosas, temos cada vez mais bichinhos que antes não tínhamos. Borboletas incríveis, enormes, e é muito bonito de se ver.
Quais é que são as flores mais interessantes que tens aqui neste mini oásis? Tipo, tens alguma que seja boa, tens alguma que não se possa comer?
Para mim todas as flores são interessantes, mas assim as que têm algumas curiosidades, temos ali os cosmos, que são lindíssimos e crescem imenso e a pétala é assim mais adocicada. A tagete, como eu expliquei, ajuda a afastar também alguns bichinhos que comem as plantas, como os caracóis, que têm assim um sabor mais de salada. E temos ali as ervilhas de cheiro, que essas não se pode comer mesmo. São muito perigosas as sementes.
E se eu tocar numa dessas, não posso ir para a cozinha a seguir?
Pois, convém lavar as mãos primeiro.
Não há nenhuma planta para lavar as mãos, ó.
Há plantas para tudo, quase.
Mas então serve para comer, serve para lavar as mãos, mas para decorar mesas, não.
Usamos todas as nossas flores para decoração. Até usamos os coentros para decorar. As flores de coentros já chegámos a usar couves também.
É uma
A
desconstrução.
nossa decoração aqui.
Comem as flores e põem os legumes nas decorações, é isso?
Não misturamos as duas coisas, mas usamos de tudo um pouco para fazer decoração aqui, sim. Quanto mais natural, melhor.
So what's the idea with this guy? What are we gonna do with it?
Our kind of kitchen here at the hotel, we have every resource very close to us, both the sea and the land, to show also the real flavor of vegetables and fish, of course. The João Dory comes from Peniche, this one, and it's very close. We call it our second garden because we bring many things from the sea to our kitchen, both seaweed, fish, seafood.
What do you feel about this, like this proximity with the ocean the ocean and also the garden, but the ocean in this case, because it must be tricky and also like lucky at the same time.
I feel lucky every day to be as close to our vegetables as I am, and to the sea as well. Every day I feel lucky. Like if a vegetable finishes, like we don't need to search much. We go to the garden, we talk with the caretakers, and like we find solutions with this. We adapt to use what is ready to be used and to not to consume everything as we wanted to. Only the pretty vegetables that go to the supermarket.
What nature kind of wants you to consume.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a cute, cool metaphor to use. So what are we gonna do with this particular guy?
So we'll very simply grill it, the Portuguese way, as we like to do it. We'll use some summer vegetables from our garden, the vegetables we caught this afternoon, and it's summer, so it's the beginning of the summer. So we start getting some cucumbers, some freshness. We have some rhubarb. So we'll make a summer dish, a gazpacho, a fresh gazpacho. We'll grill some vegetables. We have the zucchinis. We'll give it freshness with cheese olives. And then we'll we'll add some fatness, maybe with a saffron sauce, with some butter, and to be a balanced dish. Acidity, sweet, salty.
Okay, I think I'm gonna sit this one out and let you shine and maybe just poke once or twice.
Let's do it. João Dory fish we've brought today and the vegetables we harvest from the garden. We've prepared the gazpacho with the cucumber and the cheese olives. Then we have bastard saffron sauce, some zucchinis, grilled zucchinis, and some grilled rhubarb as well. Fish is grilled, and then we have the radish pods, pickled radish pods all around.
It's the Portuguese remix with magic.
It's the Portuguese way to do it. Enjoy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hi, hello.
Wow.
This is the favorite part of my job.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
And you can eat the flowers too, which is great.
Okay, fair enough. Eating the raw thing is really nice. But when you eat it like with a magic hand and it all fuses together and stuff, even if it says it's really simple, like
It's simple and it's sophisticated.
very.
It's not a contradiction.
People always say that the food tastes better when you know where it came from, or even when you caught it yourself. But why is that? When you get to have these experiences, you become part of a dialogue between ocean and land, between people with each other, but also between people and nature. It's a dialogue that has been going on for centuries, so it's not always about reinventing the wheel. Sometimes even, it's about breaking it, using the knowledge that we already have and resources that are already at hand. And in this way, it ends up being a dialogue between past, present, but also future. When, for example, we try a new spin on a traditional Portuguese meal, or when we use the historical relationship these locals have with the ocean to create new traveling experiences for visitors like me. When we work towards preserving these resources and traditions so that we can continue to enjoy them, we are in a sense connecting the Romans who sailed the region to the guests who will be having dinner at this table for years to come. Knowing this from experience gives you a seat at a way more lively, rich, and delicious table than if you didn't have all of these connections in your head. So I'm going to retake my seat at this table now, because there's still room for dessert. And you can join too, whenever you want. See you.